Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Poonam Chawla, an assistant professor with Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Management Studies in Rohini. Today we are going to discuss the interesting subject of training administration and logistics. Let us give you an introduction about the topic. Training is defined as any planned activity which is used to transfer or modify knowledge, skills, and attitudes through learning experiences. Individuals in organizations require training for plethora of reasons. For instance, to become competent, to earn new skills, and respond to the changing demands of the business in technology, so on and so forth. This module shall focus on the third step, which highlights the importance of effective training administration and logistical support for achieving the desired goals. It is necessary to mention here that to produce a successful training module or a program, one needs to have a combination of proper skills, knowledge, and aptitude. Therefore, a training administrator must provide support at various phases of the training program, which can be divided into three parts, namely pre event, during the event, and post the event. Now, importance of effective training administration. To get desired results and maximum learning, effective training administration is necessary as it also helps in meeting the training needs of the employees. The various steps in training administration are identification of training needs, trainees, duration of the training, training methods and materials used, finalizing the budget, identification of the location, resources, and finalization of the training plan. Logistical support in training program. Identification of the date for training is one of the important elements in the logistical support in training program. The first and foremost task is to identify the day, date, and duration of the training program. This is followed by identification and booking of venue. It is important to have a proper training venue identified and make a check beforehand so that later you are not faced with any kind of hiccups on the day of training. Slide number 10, training equipment. It is necessary to ensure that the requisite training equipments are in place so that the speakers are comfortable while making presentations. The training administrator must make sure that equipments like computers, laptops, projectors are checked beforehand, as if they fail to work on the final day, it can spoil the complete show. Identifying and confirming speakers. The trainers who have been identified must be communicated in written about their sessions, and written confirmation from trainers coming from outside the organization should be obtained. Developing a draft program for training. A draft for the training program mentioning the topics to be covered with the duration of the session and the name of the speaker should be mentioned. Advertising the program. It is very necessary that an organization must advertise its program. If the training program is for a certain section of people and the trainees have been identified, however, then there is no need to advertise the program, as the right people whose knowledge gap is there has been identified. But if no such activity has been done, it is always good to advertise your program. Registration and confirmation of participants. The participants must be informed about the registration process. Registration forms should be duly attached with the brochures of training, and final day and date of registration must be clearly mentioned in the form so that the participants can fulfill all the formalities required for registration. Arrangement for food. The catering arrangements are adequate and should take care of the needs of everyone's requirement at large, and this is very necessary for a successful training program. The decision to serve lunch in the training room or to have a separate dining area, sitting arrangement during the lunch, or will it be a buffet, are many of the questions that need to be answered when the trainer or the training administrator is making suitable catering arrangements. Development of feedback form. The training process is not complete until the training is not evaluated. Proper feedback form at judging the training on various parameters is necessary as it will facilitate to look back at the complete exercise and do improvements if required. Production of certificates. At the completion of the training program, it is necessary to provide certification. Therefore, it is necessary that these certificates are printed before the event so that they can be handed over to the participants once the session is complete. Activities during the event. Remind trainers of their respective sessions. An introduction and thank you note to the trainer must be given. Meeting contingencies should be on your list. Keeping a check on your logistical supplies is a must. Regular and periodic check of training equipments and facilities should be done, ensuring provision of course material to the participants and ensuring proper arrangement of food. You must introduce the trainees to each other so that the ice is broken. Now we shall discuss the seating arrangement in training. There are various types of seating arrangements like theatre style, classroom style, U-shape style, hollow square style and conference style. Theatre style of seating. This style of seating is the most simple style and focuses on the seating which is usually in a theatre or cinema hall. The benefits of such a seating arrangement is that all the seating is facing in the forward direction in the function room. Maximum seating can be achieved through this arrangement. However, it closes the participants and they have to push the other audience while making any movement in the room. No provision or minimal provision can be made for notes taking and consumption of plated food in theatre style. A pictorial representation of theatre style is given in the next slide. Classroom style. This kind of seating is usually found in school or lecture halls with chairs and trestle tables which are arranged in successive straight rows. The seats face towards the front of the function room and due to the presence of trestle tables, notes taking and consumption of plated food is easy. Participants in this kind of system are closed in, thus making the entry and exit very disturbing and difficult. The seating is also reduced due to trestle tables. Interaction between the participants is hindered as they are not facing each other. A pictorial representation of the classroom style is given in the next slide. Now we shall discuss the herringbone structure. Herringbone structure is another variant of classroom style. In this style, each consecutive row is angled inwards and the same arrangement can just be seen in the slide. U shape. This U-shaped style is in the shape of alphabet U and the tables and chairs are arranged in an open-ended alignment and the audience are facing inwards. The benefits of such a seating arrangement are that it allows for a focal point and allows the trainer to be accessible and accessed by each participant. In a U-shaped style, audience participation is enhanced as participants or the trainees are facing each other. The drawback of this method is that floor space is not properly utilized and considerable reduction in seating space and many participants are side on to the presentation area and they are not facing the presentation area. The next seating style is horseshoe seating style. Horseshoe seating style is a variant of U-shape only seating arrangement. The difference in horseshoe is that it is devoid of tables and since tables are missing, notes taking and consumption of food becomes a difficult task. The next seating style is a hollow square seating style. Hollow square seating style is again a variant of U-shape, but there is no open end to it with all the audience facing inwards. It is clear in the diagram as we can see. The benefits of a such seating arrangement is that audience interaction is enhanced and all the members face each other and notes taking and consumption and of food and beverage is very easy. The next seating style is circular seating style. The circular seating arrangement is also the same like hollow square but it is devoid of tables leading to problems in notes taking and again consumption of food. Another seating style that is observed in training programs is the banquet or conference seating style. This style resembles a round table dinner with the participants around the circumference of the table and audience interaction is increased. However, in conference style, there are varied methods of seating and in some there are chances that the participants may need to push past other participants to enter or exit the seating arrangement. There are certain activities post-event that must be taken care of. Training is an imperative activity for any organization. There is no denying the fact that it is a time-consuming and costly affair for the firm. Therefore, it is imminent that the effectiveness of a training program is determined. Once the event is over, it is the responsibility of the training supervisor to know and assess the amount of learning delivered through the training program. Characteristics of an effective training program. The subject matter of the training should be immediately narrowed down once the training needs have been identified and the same must be in consonance with the job requirements. The training program should not be very rigidly designed and must provide ample scope for adjustment of individual differences amongst the individuals with regard to ability, learning capacity and aptitude. Trainees as well as the trainers should be very clear about the specific objectives of the program so that they are prepared to absorb maximum knowledge imparted through the program. Trainers must be qualified and experienced to undertake sessions so that visible change in trainees' performance can be observed later. Training program should be the right mix of theory and practical. It should not only help in adoption of practical knowledge, but it should also explain the basis and logic behind it through relevant theoretical explanations. Training program should have requisite support from the top management of the firm. Training program should be critically evaluated at the end so that meaningful suggestions can emerge to improvise the process. Let's put up a summary to this module. This module focuses on the needs and requirements that must be taken care of to have an effective training program. Proper logistical support is imminent for effective training delivery. This piece of writing discusses the importance of various seating arrangements like U-shape, theatre style, horseshoe for effective training delivery. To conclude this chapter, we also present a step-by-step approach in which training administration must be done to get feasible results. Thank you very much. I hope you understood the module well.